What's up guys, this is Shambles11 and welcome to my very first E3 blog. Wowee! Now before we start, Lou at Celery69 on Twitter, you have been constantly moaning my hair's not spiked up. So there you go. The reason my hair isn't always spiked up is because I need a haircut and it's ridiculously long. So there you go, this is just for you, Lou. Guys, E3 has begun. Wow. Already. What is E3? E3 is the massive gaming convention going on in LA right now. As I mentioned in the previous one, it's where all the big boys come out and they roll up their sleeves and start battling and say, this is what we're doing, this is what we're bringing, this is what's coming out up until the Christmas run, which is the huge selling time in gaming, October, November, December, and beyond into next year, what we can look forward to. Now, Bethesda started us off. There's always one on Sunday night, and then the big boys come out on the Monday. There's 3 Monday, then we've got Tuesday, there's more, and then after that it's basically Wednesday is kind of the little guys, and then it opens up to the floor. So we have lots of stalls where the public can come and play, invited people, media can come and play games. It's a week long, but the announcements are kind of done over 3.5 days, with all the big boys being in the first couple of days. Now, Bethesda have never done a big presentation before. They've always just had the booths. So this was kind of a big deal that they've actually come out and done this, and they started the way Sunday night. Over here in the UK, that was 4 AM Monday morning, so a lot of us, including myself, missed it. We've got 5:30 tonight, the Monday night, that's Xbox time. Then we've got 9:30 and 11, so all night I'm going to be watching E3 stuff and trying to write it down. Tomorrow's video is going to be much more of just a generalisation roundup of what there was and when it's out. Today I'm going into more detail because it was just Bethesda. Bethesda were on stage for about an hour and a quarter, I would say. 45 minutes of that was Fallout 4. They came out swinging straight away with Doom. Again, guys, I'm looking up and down because I have an awful memory, so I have to look at my notes. Doom came out, we saw double jumping, we saw climbing over boxes, we saw super shiny graphics, no reloading. And think of the world looked like Alien 3, that heavy industrial smeltery. There was molten metal pouring down all over the place. The demons kind of teleported in. We saw shotguns, super shotguns, plasma rifles, chain gun, sniper-y thing. We saw the chainsaw being used quite a bit. And it was brutal. When the enemies were getting shot, they kind of flashed red and then blue, and I think blue is when you can start these finishes. And we saw finishes being everything from him snapping necks to just punching them in the face to one, I swear, he ripped his leg off and then put it through his head, which is pretty brutal. There was a section where he needed to get through this locked vault door, so he found this scientist in like this hologram. He followed where this monster had dragged the scientist, picked up the scientist's arm, ripped the whole arm off, put the arm on a palm scanner, and then the door opened. It was amazing looking, very brutal, and pretty exciting. They went straight into the multiplayer side of things. It was incredibly fast-paced. It reminded me of the old Quake style games. It was all about kills, jump, running around. Brilliant. No camping, no hiding. Fantastic. After that, they talked about Snap Map. Now, Snap Map is the ability to create your own maps, your own game modes, and instantly post them online. Wow. There were people that had done horde mode kind of things. There was one that you got points for every kill. You then spent the points on ammo and guns. There was one that was just kind of a death match, his own arena. It looked pretty cool, and I like the fact that you can share them instantly. We didn't have a release date on that. After that, they mentioned another game that I know nothing about. It's a PC game. And then we saw a trailer for Dishonored 2. Again, no release date. We just had a trailer, CGI trailer. Didn't show us anything. There's nothing to get excited about. It's just dark and moody, and it's Dishonored 2. I quite enjoyed Dishonored. It needed a fair bit of work done to it to make it amazing, but it was good. So, fair enough. They then went on to this little game called Fallout 4. they spent probably 45 minutes on Fallout 4, and we were introduced to the game director, a guy called Todd Howard. Now, Todd Howard is legendary. He has led Bethesda to Skyrim, Oblivion, and Fallout 3. All of them have won Game of the Year. All of them have been huge cult classics, as well as being huge successes on the mass gaming market. However, I didn't realise just what a bloody nice bloke he is. He was very funny. He was clearly a gamer for the gamers, very passionate, just a nice guy. Was really cool watching him. I highly recommend just look him up, Bethesda 2015 E3 or Todd Howard on YouTube, and you can see the whole thing. So they mentioned that they started working on it immediately after Fallout 3 in 2009, but were obviously busy with Skyrim, and then have spent the last 4 years working on this game secretly, busy. Now, as you may or may not know, I did not enjoy Fallout 3. I'm one of the few people, I'll be honest with you, I hated Fallout 3. I hated New Vegas. I had both, and I regretted it, and I wanted to throw them away. But I loved Oblivion and Skyrim. This game, oh my God, I'm so excited for it. It looks outstanding. So we started off straight away, he talked about concept art. Now, for my younger viewers that don't know what concept art is, basically when a game is being thought of, they talk about it and what they want, and then artists come in and they draw pictures and try and put their words into a visual thing. Now, this can be anything from just like a sketch of a tree or a person to a fully rendered 3D world. And we saw lots of it. We saw pirates with no skin. They had kind of the tri-corner pirate hat on. We saw these demonic looking seagulls. We saw the dog, the main character. We saw petrified forests. We saw swamps. We saw lots of coast. We saw just coast using binoculars. We saw beach houses. We saw ships that had run aground. We saw a shipyard where ships were being built. I swear there was a floating ship as well at some point. What else did we see? We saw junkyards. We saw all sorts of things. And it's all kind of set in this 1950s feel, but in the future. We then went on to the gameplay, and it starts off with the character creation, and this genuinely blew my mind, and I hope all games adopt this. Basically, the guy is standing in front of his mirror in the bathroom with his wife just looking over his shoulder, and you just click on bits of his face and move it. You can bend the nose, you can bring it in and out, you can move the lips, you can rotate the eyes, or you can change the skin colour, the hair. And best of all, he comments and she comments. So she, oh, I've always liked your nose. Oh, do you think I should have a beard, honey? And then she goes, oh, my turn, because you can play as a woman this time. Then you can create her. And then, however you make the two characters create, they have a baby. And the baby is generated from how you've made your characters. Wow, amazing already. We then hear that basically we're headed towards a shelter because there's been a nuclear attack. We're then not really told what happens, other than Todd says we go into the vault and we emerge 200 years later. The first thing we find is our floating robots, who's kind of before the bombs, and then we find the dog, and then he shows a little bit of walking around. He then goes on to mention the Pip-Boy. Now, the Pip-Boy is like this big watch thing that they have that. Think of the Apple Watch, but much bigger, and that's, as a player, that's how you access your stats, your map, your customization, your upgrade system. But they really made a huge thing of it, and all the sprites like move around. You can find these cassettes that you put in the top, and some of them are audio files, some of them are videos, some of them are training things, some of them are actual games you can play. They look like the original Mario, the Donkey Kong. The original one. There's one that's very much looks like Defender. It's pretty cool. Then they announced they love it so much they've made one. They have made this replica Pip-Boy. It's about that big. It's huge. It will hold your smartphone in it, and it has its own app. You can use the app whether you have the Pip-Boy or not, and the app is your companion app to the game. You can customise your character and this, that and the other. The guy was very funny, and excuse my French, he said a lot of these companion apps feel like gimmicks. Well, this is the best fucking gimmick I've ever seen, and it was very funny and it was very cool. And that is available with the Pip-Boy Edition, Fallout Collector's Pip-Boy Edition. It will work on your Xbox One, on your PC. It will connect via Wi-Fi to your game, and it will work with iOS and Android. They then went on to talk about how they're also making another app called Fallout Shelter. This is an independent game away from Fallout 4. You create your own shelter. You imagine a house chopped in half that way. You control the rooms, you build extra rooms, you control all the people inside. You've got to look after their health, their food, their water, their electricity supplies. You've got to defend them, train them. He himself said it's been very much an homage to XCOM, SimCity, Progress Quest, which I've never heard of, but they're all the influences. And it's available right now. You don't need internet to play it once you've downloaded it. You don't need to pay anything for it. It's free. You don't need to, there's no timers, so once you build a room, it builds instantly. And that sounds pretty cool. We then went back into Fallout 4. They then announced, talked about settlements. Now you can build your own base. You can build your own house however you want. Basically, there's objects all throughout the world. You just click on them and you can use their parts. And you then build your own house. And the bigger you build it, as you build it bigger and bigger, more settlers come in and join you for the security. And traders come in, and the best traders come to those settlements. So you really want to build them. You then have to, make them safe from raiders. So you build turrets and flamethrowers we saw, and catapults and all sorts. We then saw that there's going to be 50 weapons with 700 mods. So you can take a gun, you can put a stock on it, you can put a muzzle on it, you can put a great big drum barrel on it. It was amazing. You can customize them all. You can customize your great big power armor suit, which has like a little jetpack on it as well. And then they finally announced that this will be available this year, November the 10th. And that got everybody very excited. And I'll be honest, even me. And that was it. That's how they ended. So there we go. Whew, that's a lot of talking. Day one done. That's the Sunday night. We've got all day Monday, all day Tuesday, bits of Wednesday. I don't know how I'm going to do tomorrow. I might have to break it down into separate videos because they're going to be huge and very long. I'm going to have to write a lot of notes. I'm going to try and do one of these videos every day over the next couple of days. So there we go. E3 is wicked, absolutely amazing. Get very excited. Guys, I know I haven't hit absolutely everything. If there are any major bits I've forgotten to tell people, put a comment down below. People read it. Blib, 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 blib. On a personal note, overnight I've hit 400 subs, 40,000 views, and I've just had my 1,000th follower on Twitter at Shams11. So thank you, and thank you. I started doing this just for fun, just for me to be cool, and I could, and now I absolutely love it. And as long as I love it, I'm going to keep doing it. And if you love it, bonus. What is amazing me is how interactive this has all become. Do leave a comment with me below. I do try and read all of them. I try and respond to as many as I can. I might just put a tick thumbs up because I can't just keep writing the same thing over and over. I do try and respond. Lou wanted me to stick my hair up. I've stuck my hair up. Interactive, amazing. Come and find me on Twitter at Shams11. Come and find me on Xbox at Shams11. I'm on Vine Shams11. I'm on Twitch Shams11. I'm Shams11, Shams11, Shambles11, Shambles11. You found this, you can find me everywhere else. Thank you ever so much for watching. Till next time.